Welcome back to Treasure Hunt. Treasure Hunt is all about Bible archaeological discoveries. Some we've gone back and dug some old stories up, but very often we try to stay right on top of newly announced discoveries. And so today we have one of those. It's all about Gath. We're going to go back and visit there, and it's about an arrowhead. And actually it's arrowheads, but we'll be considering one from the battlefield in the time of David and Goliath. The history of David and Goliath has taken center stage again. An arrowhead was found on the battlefield in Gath, which of course is Goliath's hometown. The blue arrow points to Gath, and there were 5 Philistine strongholds. If you look up the coast, you have Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Ekron, and Gath rather, excuse me. And these were the fortress cities. These were the tough ones to win. And of course, Gath is the closest to Bethlehem. Ekron and Gath both very close to Jerusalem. And that will come into play a little bit later on. The arrowhead was made from bone and found in the ruins of a home in the lower part of the town. It will not only make the battlefield a point of interest, but confirm biblical accounts telling of the fall of this Philistine town. What was found is this arrowhead that was made out of bone. Gath's defeat and destruction came from the Armenian king Hazael around 3,000 years ago. That puts us right around David and Goliath. But more about that later. Other bones were found which were made into arrowheads. Their density would make them strong and endure impact and time. This is the area of the first arrowhead being found in a home. Some of the diggers. Researchers believe the arrowhead was likely used in battle as the point is broken and there is a clear impact fracture on the tip of the arrowhead. The arrow now is on the picture and you can see the crack that goes through there. Also notice at the bottom of the arrowhead it has been carved out so that it can be placed upon the shaft and then wound and secured, so that it can be shot. I now quote, "All parts of the tel-Gath," that's the hill of Gath, "point are present," they said. However, micro-wear analysis of the object duplicates the damage pattern with a clear impact fracture on the tip of the tel-Gath arrowhead. There are also microstriations within the scar that were created as a result of the force when it made contact with its target. Moreover, the point had been broken close to the mid-shaft, perhaps as a result of this impact. These results demonstrate that the arrowhead had been used and had hit a target." Unquote. And so here is an archaeologist diagram based on the actual pictures of both sides of the original. And then, of course, they are drawing all sides and dimensions and make and grains. Gath, commonly associated with the giant Goliath, is the most mentioned Philistine city in the Bible. In 1 Chronicles 18, David captures the city. Then in 2 Chronicles 11, his grandson Rehoboam fortifies it. The city was later captured by King Hazael of Damascus around 830 before Christ, before he went on to attack Jerusalem. The Old Testament account found in 2 Kings 12, 17 and 18. Then Hazael, king of Syria, went up and fought against Gath and took it. And Hazael set his face to go up to Jerusalem. And Jehoash, king of Judah, took all the hallowed or holy things that Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Ahaziah, his fathers, kings of Judah, had dedicated, and his own hallowed things, and all the gold that was found in the treasures of the house of the Lord, and in the king's house, and sent it to Hazael, king of Syria, and he went away from Jerusalem. So instead of fighting, Jehoash sold out, gave all the treasury of the family wealth, and then he gave the Lord's money away, and the treasures of God. Archaeological excavations at Gath in modern-day Israel has revealed the city was destroyed in the 9th century BC, around the same time Hazael likely invaded. Aaron Meir, a professor of archaeology at Bar Ilan University, who leads the expedition at tel-Gath, told Haaretz that such weaponry was uncommon in the Iron Age, as bone is far less effective than metal. In many cultures, you have bone projectile points, but as you move into a metal-oriented society, they disappear. The common arrowhead in the Iron Age was made of bronze and iron. That's the age that Gath was living in and Goliath at that time. Here and there, you still find bone points, but they're not very common. And so you can see the comparison of the metal, the iron ones, iron mixed with bronze. And then, of course, the bone one. Look at the strength, look at the density, the width, the power that they would have. They would not break. It shows the dramatic movements of the end of the city and the desperate measures that they were taking to make weapons that could help in its defense, he added. And so you see, after they'd shot all of their iron and their iron bronze arrows, they ran out of them, and instead of to try to continue so that they might even win and defend the city, they went after the bone ones and were using them, and ultimately ran out, and they were done. In 2015, archaeologists uncovered the remains of a large gate and wall that shed new light on the city of Gath, its practices, and its defense. And so the archaeological site at Gath today is still a work in progress. They're still digging, and when we come up with another surprise, another interesting thing, I'll be glad to put it together and share it with not just my Bible class, but with you. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Check some of the other treasure hunts out. They're in my playlist on YouTube.